Good morning, this is Kara with the Ministry of Uncovered No More that's not a ministry. I want to talk about how this morning I am, with a sense of humor, cursing dogs and cats, and I'm not talking about spirit animal shit. I'm a spiritualist. I can do that, and I can spin a fucking tail as fast as anybody in the southwest side of the United States of America, but I'm talking about real animals. Okay, in the Old Testament of the Bible, I'd have to go ask the Muslims what they say about animals in the Quran, and Buddhists what they say about animals in the whatever, etc., etc., because it's going to be about the same thing, is what I'm going to guess. You took care of your animals, and the Jews were not real, well, I actually think they were quite good character assessors, because you didn't take care of your animals, he's a piece of shit, and they knew it. But now you want to scream at me, well, animal sacrifice, and I want to scream at you, well, people sacrifice, and our governments are doing that on a regular basis and making it look like they think it's a good thing. So you can fuck off talking to me about religious practices that were actually positive towards getting along with deity unseen, just like the American true Indians have done. Anytime they sacrificed people, for real, because there's some pretty bad shit in the witchcraft zone of the United States of America. Anytime you had them sacrificing people, that's murderous intent upon the people that was put there by very strong unseen forces. Humans in and of themselves don't want to kill unless they're evil to the core, and it's very clear in many spiritual writings of the past, the present, and the future, that we know that. We ain't idiots when it comes to spirituality as human beings. So I said all of that, and now I'm going to lighten up, and I'm going to even change my voice, because the biggest thing that I deal with is people understanding the unseen in the seen world. Let me repeat myself. Oh, fuck yeah. The biggest thing I deal with as a sorceress is other people around me understanding the unseen and that it's actually seen. In other words, why are you actually smiling right there? What memories were evoked from your past that you're crying or holding back tears and hurting yourself right there? I am privileged with people trusting me to actually tell their stories, just as we're having a good time, but we get off together one-on-one. I will tell them back their stories without hating them as much as older people then they hated them. So let me go back to your example that I gave from the Old Testament and the wicked generations who visited human sacrifice, and I am not immune to understanding here, Western world. I know that human sacrifice is probably hidden in many societies and still happening, but if you can't figure out that human sacrifice is happening right now in the United States of America, right out in open, with the kind of shootings going on, you need to go take another hike around the mountain. Go to your wilderness and just be happy there, because I don't want anything to do with you at this point. You're so fucking full of the shit that you don't even care about from, say, the Old Testament record, that you're beyond comment. And yet I find that you still creep into my narrative on a regular basis. You're not stupid. You're wicked. And you expect everything around you to be okay with it. And we're not. And we shouldn't be. Because we're good. The saying is that there is a war between good and evil, and the saying is accurate. Okay. So you have to help people take personal responsibility in a fucked up society, is what Sorceress Kara does. I spend 100% of my time, 100% of the time, this is the 55th year doing it, because I've been doing this since I was popped out, literally, figuratively, and I'm kidding, because I do appreciate how I was taken care of as a child. But what happened to me the past 20 years went too far. And I'm saying that in all capital letters, kindly, because I was taught to be kind on Sunday, at least. I do have my makeup on, which means I'm somewhat pretend right here. Somewhat. So, I was privileged to help someone that is extremely faithful, in my neighborhood, see that, yes, you do need to take personal responsibility, but hell fucking no. You don't get to keep hating on yourself and being discouraged because everybody is very dominant in just wanting what they want and don't care that we actually still see human sacrifice. I'm not even being allegorical here. If I'm not mistaken, there was a shooting yesterday, a public shooting again, okay, in America. So that's human sacrifice. I'll let you, lawmakers, at a federal and state level, figure out just exactly how you're going to legislate away from that human sacrifice, because you know what? The law is for the lawless. And if there is one thing that the United States of America has an issue with, it's lawlessness. Okay. I'm going to ask you something, young ladies and young gentlemen. Are you like Beaty-Coffey of the ministry of not uncovered no more? Or you could say it this way, the not ministry of uncovered no more? Because I'm still here. I'm still doing the same song. It is probably the 144,000
according to Revelation chapters 7 and 14, if you want me to be in church today, like a good Protestant. The 144,000th verse, same song, 144,000th verse. I'm not like the Baptists. I don't skip it. I don't skip, what, second and fourth? Not to mention the fact, I think I was talking about books, so now we'll switch over to that zone. 144,000th chapter was in April of 2021. Okay, so I decided to make this a sermon on Kara's day off, because I was just going to do a little short on Twitter, and this has got obviously a stronger message than that. Okay, so I've laid the groundwork about wickedness, I hope. I've done it in mama style, and also admitted to you that people can trust me to tell the real story. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, you want to be a person. I don't fucking care if you are a doctor of psychiatry, a doctor of the medical world, MD. And my family doctor is like this. And if people have tried to get me to stop going to him, you can fuck off, because he's like me and I'm like him, and we're approximately the same age, and we actually care. And people trust us to tell the real story to our face. You want to be like us. You want to be like me. I didn't take college. You want to be like Norris. He did. And we're both upper level caregivers that matter in this society. He's had his wars to overcome the wickedness, and I have mine. But what I want you to understand is that you want to be like us. We're normal people. We've been dragged up the normal way in America. Okay? I chose a certain way because in my core I knew I was supposed to choose that, and if you talk to my family doctor, he would say the same thing. But you are not seeing how much we've been rejected, ripped apart, called names, misunderstood. And maybe he wasn't as much as me. I was, and it's finally leaving. And that is all glory to Lord in all capitals, eternally, that I can say that. It is a privilege, I assure you. Now let me go to the light side. And you're saying in your head, whoever you are, thank you for listening, that was a bunny trail. You can shut the fuck up. I just made a lot of things relevant that should be in your head already, America, Christian. It should already be relevant in your head. And it's not. Not my business. Not my aisle of the church. To the pulpit. It's just not. In all capitals. It's not. Because I can call you an idiot, and you are. But that's not really what you are. Because you're very highly intelligent people. I've talked to you. You don't listen. And I think that's what I'm going to say after 55 long years as a sorceress, going through that shit show. You don't listen. You don't have wisdom. You have knowledge and are trying to make it look like wisdom. That is bullshit. I'm going to curse puppies and kitties. I used to have a song.
I'm not singing it, but it went like this with a little tune: puppies and kitties, kitties and puppies. And when one of my children was having a hard time on a walk, or was fussing about, something like a physical exercise that was too long, that was to them, and they're screaming in their heads, and you remember these moments, adults, that your parents had you exercise and you hated them for the rest of your life until you grow up, and then you were like, oh, I'm glad my parents made me eat salads every day and exercise a little bit. I'm glad they did that to me. And so they'd be walking along or whatever, and I would sing this song, a couple of different songs, up the hill, and puppies and kitties, kitties and puppies, and it would get them through the moment. I'm not talking about that, but I did start laughing. I'm talking about how we had some lovely people over last night, and I want to talk about Dusty. Dusty is the dog. If my children are listening, they will start laughing because Dusty's the dog. I bought Dusty. Curtis knew I was gonna, and he was like, you better not. And I was like, oh no, I'm just taking the kids. We're gonna just go look at puppies. We're gonna go to the pet store. Oh, they looked at the bunnies and the kitties and everything. Sure enough, I came home with Dusty. Instead of the black and white Shih Tzu puppy. And a star was born. Dusty is literally should be starred in a movie. But when Dusty is being the bad kind of grumpy because he's barking too much because there's too many people around, and all he's supposed to do is warn. That's all he does, is warn you of danger, and then he is your everlasting friend, and you damn well better appreciate me, is what Dusty says. But I also caught him on top of one of my children's desks because they forgot to throw away their treat meal bags before they got to go be with their other siblings and have some fun, and so he ended up on the desk. I can't put him in my office because I have a gate so that they don't eat the cat poo-poo that's not just Dusty, that's Snoopy too. They don't eat the cat poo-poo in the litter box. So I have it separated so that they can't get over there, because that's just automatic. You check the trash, you check for cat poo-poo. That's just okay, so do you see why I'm cursing dogs right now? And so I had to figure that out so my cats can jump over to my office. And anyway, I had to quit allowing those two little dogs into my office because they will get on my dad's desk and knock over my coffee cup, and my coloring might be there. It's like, can you stop just being dogs? No, they can't. They cannot stop being dogs. And I just say, shit! Try to laugh and keep moving. So fast forward to yesterday, and when Dusty's being the naughty, and he's a fluffy butt right now, we gotta get him groomed. I hate to groom him. I like him fluffy butt. Dusty is forever more fluffy butt to me, because when he is all in his hair, that's Dusty from when he was, and he still acts like a puppy. It's ridiculous. And we have all sworn that he levitates. We're not sure how he got up there and got that food. Anyway, so Dusty has to be put in the front bathroom when he's a bad boy, when he's a bad fluffy butt. And I had to confine him because it's not so much he's bad, but he's jumping on something, or he's barking at people, and we had people over and it was fun, or something, he's doing something, and he's just being Dusty. So everybody, wherever he's been, because he's been taken care of by several different family members, you're welcome. Stop cussing me out, children, for the fact that you've had to take care of Dusty in your lifetime. practical joke on you, and I am just kidding, but not really, because anyway, I'm not going to tell him. I'm just not going to talk about how fond we are of animals in the Coffey family. You put him in the bathroom, and he knows he's just been told that he is being too much like Dusty. May I please go to every fucking Protestant and Catholic church and pull the ministers out of the pulpits and put them in the bathroom? Because now you're going to get serious for just a second, and then I'll conclude this. What about all of my precious black brothers and sisters that were stuffed in cars all over the Western world? What about that? What about the children separated from parents and stuffed in cages, Barack Obama? Donald Trump. Okay, so we put Dusty in the bathroom when he's being naughty, fluffy britches, and so he obediently stays there. He gets let out when he needs to go pee or whatever, and when he can be fluffy britches and be nice again, because he's calmed himself down. He's meditated. So I go in there, and now I got to switch over to Baymax and Tadashi, my two cats. Baymax's name was Walter when I went to Petco and adopted him. It was Alva Rich who named him, because Alva Rich begged me to get a cat because he knew I needed one, because I'm a cat person, and I was never allowed to have cats because my parents were terrified that I would have a bronchitis attack, and because I was somewhat allergic to them. And I just found out I love the life of cats, and I will get the shots if I need to, and I don't need to yet. I'm not that allergic. So my parents didn't know that. They just, it's like whatever. That was a long time ago. So I appreciated my son helping me get out of, because I'm just so busy I don't think about what I would maybe want. And so anyway, he named the cat Baymax. I immediately went and got Tadashi, because Petco here in Oak Hill, I know, and in Dripping Springs, Petco, they are so good about nurturing the cats that they rescue, the kitties and cats they rescue, and they are just delightful animals. And these are just delightful animals. I can tell story after story about Baymax and Tadashi, and I can do that right today because I put bird feeders out finally out back, and the birds are in. So now I am torturing them, and they deserve it. And here's why. So again, yesterday Dusty had to stay quite a long time in the bathroom, because we had some lovely people over. And yes, I'm telling you that, I was privileged yet again. This has happened so many times, and I'm so blessed, and I'm going to stay in the blessed side of my life now. They'll tell me their real stories, and then I will empathize and tell them, oh, okay, I understand you need to take your responsibility for this, but the rest of this is bullshit. Yeah, I can see that. And that's all they need is, yeah, I can see that, because these people are high-level courageous people, 100% of the time. High-level courageous people. I meet high-level courageous people 100% of the time, and most of us do not have college educations. And we have the scars to prove how much we are attacked for the high-level beauty that we are, and we keep moving. And I'm privileged to have many of those people around me. And I'm talking about a 55-year life, and most of it, if not all of it, does not reside in a church building, and those are 6 circles. And so I am done feeling like I lost most of my life because I invested in that, and all I got was backstabbed. All I got. And if I kept doing it, I would get backstabbed again. It took me 13 almost 14 years to actually leave the church. And we're talking, I had to delete the music and everything. I did not want to leave my people that I grew up in. They do not want to associate with paganism, which is the true universalism. They do not want to repent the genocide and the human sacrifice that they are positive towards politically at all, period. They do not want to do any of that. Okay, so let me conclude with this. So I kept smelling cat pee this morning as I was getting ready to go where I'm going, because I'm going to quote unquote church. I refused to do chores today. Yeah. So I kept smelling cat pee, and it's like, dang, I cleaned the cat, all three of them, the cat boxes, and why? And so I go in the bathroom downstairs to go pee before I go to church, quote unquote, which is hilarious that I get to say it my way now, completely free of guilt, because people are so good at guilting me, and that's a 55-year life. And Tadashi peed by my clean toilet, because I got the bathroom clean yesterday. Peed. And and it's just like, sweetheart, why'd you do that? And so, yeah, I'll talk about spirit animals now. I can read minds, and I read people's minds, and I read animals' minds, and all glory to God. Okay, all capitals. I'm neither male nor female. I am created this way. Okay. And yes, I'm beautiful, but no, I don't feel like it most days when I get up. So anyway, and she did that because the dog smell was in there, and the cats need to, Okay. It doesn't matter how highly gifted you are, and I am right smack dab in Joel and Acts chapter 2, and you're not lucky, because the next YouTube is going to be Joel and Acts chapter 2. I'm going to take your ass off, religious people, until you realize the genocide and the human sacrifice that you glory in the political realms of the United States of America. I'm going to take your ass off by reading the Bible and other works, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to throw runes, and I am going to throw tarot, and I am going to sing the praises of all capitals Lord every day. And I've walked out of the next place that I'm going, which is beautiful. I've walked out, and I've had to literally go hug a tree, because I saw this genocide going on in the Western world, and I see the absolute wickedness that goes on, and people look so good and are murderous people who treat other people like a piece of shit 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. But I'm going to say 365, because you're going to quit one of these days, and we are going to be louder than you politically one of these days. And Tadashi did not need to pee there, because it smelled more like dog, and that didn't suit her. I know people that are way more petty than my cute animals that make me laugh. All I had to do was go grab the Lysol, dump it on the floor, pick that up with paper towel, and clean it all up and laugh. You need to hear me, America, and you need to stop putting your eyes on bullshit, as in media, and you need to pay attention to the real truths. How about? I'll take good care of the animals and the people around me, just like they took great care of me, and take great care of me, and will take great care of me. We have a marvelous time on a regular basis, but we are all crying inside because of the wickedness that wants to continue to have a narrative of power, money, called capitalism, and religious blessing. Religious blessing is never righteous.